Welcome to the most terrifying places in the world. Get ready for the scariest journeys across the globe. Today, we explore destinations where your adrenaline will soar. The Aokigahara Forest in Japan, the Suicide Forest, where eerie roam among the trees, Poveglia Island in Italy, Venice's Cursed Island, where the stories of plague victims and the mentally ill haunt the crumbling buildings, the abandoned city of Chernobyl, where time seems to have frozen, and the Island of the Dolls in Mexico, where hundreds of old dolls hang from the trees, and legend says the spirit of a little girl still lingers. This video presents the top 10 scary travel destinations for those who are not afraid to face the chills. Stay with us and discover which places will take your breath away and which you might never dare to visit. Near Mexico City, on one of the small canals of Xochimilco, lies the Isla de los Muñecos, also known as the Island of the Dolls, a place where reality and nightmare almost blend together. The island's owner, Don Julian Santana Barrera, decades ago began collecting dolls and hanging them from the trees. After the death of a little girl deeply affected him, legend has it that the girl's spirit remained on the island, and Don Julian believed he could communicate with her through the dolls. Since then, hundreds of decayed old dolls have hung from the trees, their clothes tattered, faces distorted, each one telling its own eerie story to visitors. The place is especially haunting at night. The dolls' eyes seem to follow you, and whispers and rustling sounds can be heard in the wind, as if the toys were coming to life. The atmosphere of the island is both oppressive and mystical, as if the past and present meet in the natural surroundings. Today, the Island of the Dolls is a tourist attraction, visited by boat tours. And although tied to local legends, the site is deeply unsettling and fascinating. Many visitors report that even near the island, you can feel a strange, paranormal energy, which further amplifies the experience. Location: Xochimilco, near Mexico City, Mexico. Number of dolls: several hundred, mostly old and worn toys. Phenomena: dolls seem to watch you, whispers a rustling in the wind. The island has inspired numerous horror films and documentaries, and is considered one of the strangest and most frightening tourist sites in the world. Romania's famous Hoia Forest is located near Cluj-Napoca and is often referred to as Europe's Bermuda Triangle. This dense, forested area attracts not only nature lovers, but also those interested in paranormal phenomena. The forest is known for its unexplained and strange events: floating lights that appear for a moment, then vanish, shadowy figures that follow visitors but never fully reveal themselves, mysterious disappearances, and strange sounds that cannot be explained by natural logic. The trees here grow with extremely twisted and bent trunks, as if they themselves are trying to escape the spiritual energy of the place. The atmosphere is such that visitors often feel as if some invisible force is watching their every move, and the landscape is at once beautiful and eerie. Scientists and researchers have studied the forest for decades, trying to find explanations for electromagnetic anomalies and the strange light phenomena, but most remain a mystery. Visitors, however, clearly report that the energy of the place is tangibly oppressive, and fear mixes with curiosity. Location: near Cluj-Napoca, Romania. Area: approximately 300 hectares. Main phenomena: floating lights, twisted shadows, disappearances, paranormal sensations. Fun fact: Hoia Forest has been the subject of numerous paranormal documentaries and TV series. And according to local legends, night visits provide a particularly chilling experience. Romania's famous Hoia Forest is located near Cluj-Napoca and is often referred to as Europe's Bermuda Triangle. This dense, forested area attracts not only nature lovers, but also those interested in paranormal phenomena. The forest is known for its unexplained and strange events. Floating lights that appear for a moment, then vanish. Shadowy figures that follow visitors but never fully reveal themselves. Mysterious disappearances and strange sounds that cannot be explained by natural logic. The trees here grow with extremely twisted and bent trunks, as if they themselves are trying to escape the spiritual energy of the place. The atmosphere is such that visitors often feel as if some invisible force is watching their every move, and the landscape is at once beautiful and eerie. Scientists and researchers have studied the forest for decades, trying to find explanations for electromagnetic anomalies and the strange light phenomena, but most remain a mystery. Visitors, however, clearly report that the energy of the place is tangibly oppressive, and fear mixes with curiosity. Location: near Cluj-Napoca, Romania. Area: approximately 300 hectares. Main phenomena: floating lights, twisted shadows, disappearances, paranormal sensations. Fun fact: Hoia Forest has been the subject of numerous paranormal documentaries and TV series. And according to local legends, night visits provide a particularly chilling experience. San Jose, California is home to one of the world's most peculiar houses, the Winchester Mystery House. This building, with over 160 rooms, is one of the world's most haunted private residences and has attracted adventurous tourists for decades. The owner, Sarah Winchester, widow of the famous Winchester Firearms Company, believed that the spirits of those killed by her family's guns were haunting her. Out of this fear, she continuously built and expanded the house for 38 years, never allowing the construction to be fully completed. The interior is a living maze: stairs that lead nowhere, doors that open into walls, corridors that wind around and suddenly deaden. Every detail is unique, and some say the house itself traps spirits or even the living who enter. Visitors often report strange noises, cold spots, and unexplainable phenomena, which enhance the mysterious atmosphere. Today, the house is a tourist attraction, where guided tours reveal the history of the house, its architectural oddities, and Sarah Winchester's legendary belief in the supernatural. This place is simultaneously history, mystique, and a spine-chilling adventure that brings visitors to the edge of fear and wonder. Location: San Jose, California, USA. Number of rooms: over 160. Construction period: 38 years, continuous expansion. Fun fact: the house inspired numerous films and TV series scenes, and is a favorite location for paranormal researchers. In the heart of Palermo, in the historic city of Sicily, lies the Paris Catacombs, an underground labyrinth that has gathered the dead since the 16th century. This extraordinary place is not just a burial site, but a kind of museum where death itself quite literally surrounds the visitor. Inside the catacombs rest thousands of mummified bodies: priests, aristocrats, monks, and even children. The bodies were preserved through drying and special chemical treatments, so that, even after several centuries, their forms remain intact. The sight is both eerie and fascinating, as the bodies often sit upright, fully dressed, as if they had merely drifted into an eternal sleep. The most famous among them is Rosalia Lombardo, known as the world's most beautifully preserved mummy. Rosalia died in 1920 at just 2 years old, thanks to a unique embalming technique. Even after more than 100 years, she looks as if she's peacefully sleeping, her face serene and almost alive. Scientists still cannot fully reconstruct how Rosalia's body has remained in such perfect condition, and that mystery only deepens the catacombs' haunting atmosphere. The corridors of the catacombs are narrow and maze-like, with a heavy sense of history and spirituality in every corner. Visitors often report that they feel not only surrounded by the memories of the past, but as if history and death itself are breathing together in the underground air. Location: Palermo, Sicily. Italy. Length: about 3,500 mummies along various corridors. Famous mummy: Rosalia Lombardo, the Sleeping Beauty of Sicily. Trivia: the site has inspired many documentaries and paranormal investigations, and visitors say the atmosphere is both mesmerizing and deeply unsettling. Sixth place, Bran Castle, the Dracula legend. Bran Castle, also known as Dracula Castle, is located in Romania, in the misty mountains of the Carpathians, just about 30 kilometers from the city of Brașov. This stone fortress was built in the 14th century, and for centuries served as a defensive stronghold along the trade routes between Wallachia and Transylvania. However, the castle is famous not only for its history, but also for vampire myths and Vlad Tepes, nicknamed Impaler Vlad, whose legend surrounds this place. Although historians believe Vlad probably never lived here, the narrow corridors, stone walls, and chambers of the castle perfectly fit the background for Dracula's stories. From the 7-meter high tower, the dense forests of the Carpathians, and the valleys shrouded in mist look both breathtaking and eerie. At night, when the wind blows through the medieval stone walls and the mist covers the courtyard, it is easy to question what is real and what is only legend. Inside the castle, hidden passages, trapdoors, and winding staircases all add to the mystical atmosphere, and visitors often sense a strange, almost tangible presence of old times. Today, Bran Castle is open as a museum, where medieval weapons, furniture, and historical exhibitions are displayed, alongside the stories of Dracula myths. Thus, the castle stands as both a historical monument and a pop culture icon, drawing visitors from around the world, especially those seeking the combination of thrill and mystery. Location: Bran, Brașov County, Romania. Year built: 1377. Connection to Dracula legends and tourism: Vlad Tepes story. Interesting fact, the castle inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula, although in reality, only the spirit of legend haunts the corridors. Fifth place, Paris Catacombs, the realm of the dead. Paris, the city of light. But beneath the surface, a completely different world hides. The network of catacombs stretches over 300 kilometers. Quietly beneath the city, above the millions of tourists, this underground labyrinth houses the bones and skulls of more than 6 million people. It is like walking through a morbid library, where the dead rest in eternal order. Originally, these passages were quarries. In the 18th century, when Paris became increasingly crowded, and the cemeteries could no longer accommodate the growing number of dead, in 1686 it was decided that the bones would be transferred to the underground chambers. Thus was born this eerie, yet orderly ossuary. Visitors walk through dark, narrow corridors. Along the walls, skulls and bones are arranged like a strange human mosaic. The silence is broken only by the echoing steps and the resonating breath. Each bone preserves the story of a person from the past. Down here, history becomes almost tangible. The atmosphere is both impressive and frightening. It is not uncommon for visitors to pause for a moment, feeling the weight of the past. Because here, literally, history surrounds you. Location, Paris, France. Total length of passages, about 300 kilometers, of which 1.5 kilometers is open to tourists. Number of bones, more than 6 million human remains. Interesting fact, the catacombs inspired many films and books, including the 2014 As Above, So Below horror movie. Visiting is only allowed on designated paths. Rules are strict, and down here, every step echoes through history. 4. Sedlec Ossarium, the Czech Bone Church. The Sedlec Ossarium, also known as the Bone Church, is located in Kutná Hora, Czechia, just about 70 kilometers from Prague. This church is one of the most unusual and well-known pilgrimage sites in Europe, as it was decorated using the bones of more than 40,000 people, attracting millions of visitors today. The history of the church dates back to the 13th century, when the Sedlec Cemetery was used for those who died during the Moravian plague outbreaks and the Hussite Wars. The burial grounds quickly became full, and to make more space underground, the monks exhumed the bodies and organized them. This was when the use of bones for decoration began. Inside the church, you can see candlesticks, cross-shaped decorations, sculptures, and the famous bone chandelier, all made from real human bones. The chandelier is unique because it contains every known type of human bone, and the design also respects anatomical details, creating a sight that is both grotesque and mesmerizing. Visitors often report a strange feeling that the place is at once awe-inspiring and eerie. Here, death is not frightening, but takes on an artistic form. The atmosphere is further enhanced by the light entering through the small windows, illuminating the dark bone decorations and casting shadows on the walls, making the weight of history and the mystery of the past palpable in every moment. It is worth noting that the church is open to tourists and researchers alike, but everyone walks carefully, as the atmosphere commands both respect and a sense of awe. Today, the Sedlec Ossarium tells a story not only about death, but also about human history, art, and culture, a place where the past literally surrounds us. Location: Kutná Hora, Czechia. Area: the interior of the church is approximately 50 square meters. Number of bones: about 40,000 human bones. Interesting fact, even during modern restorations, all bones remained original. No one could tell which person any bone belonged to. Three. Chernobyl, the frozen city, Ukraine. In 1986, on the night of April 26, the fourth reactor of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine exploded, and with this began one of the most severe nuclear disasters in modern history. The force of the explosion was so great that the roof of the building was blown off, and radioactive materials spread thousands of kilometers, reaching across all of Europe. The city of Pripyat, located just 3 kilometers from the power plant, was at the center of the tragedy. Once home to young families, engineers, and workers, a modern, thriving Soviet city built specifically for the plant's employees. Playgrounds, cinemas, schools, and an amusement park, a model of the socialist future. But all of this was destroyed in an instant. For 2 days after the explosion, residents continued to live unaware, while invisible radiation already poisoned the air. When the evacuation finally began, the residents were told they were leaving only for a few days, but they could never return. Since then, the city has remained untouched, as if time itself had frozen within it. The rusty Ferris wheel, never operated, the personal belongings left behind in hospitals, and the scattered textbooks in schools all tell the story of how sudden the end came. Nature has since reclaimed the streets of Pripyat. Trees grow inside buildings, wild animals roam the areas, and the silence is broken only by the soft ticking of radiation detectors. Today, it can be visited on controlled tours, but only with protective gear and for a limited time. Visitors describe the atmosphere as both beautiful and terrifying, as if stepping into another dimension where time truly stands still. The Chernobyl disaster is not only a symbol of death and destruction, but also a warning about the fragility of human technology. Nature, silence, and the shadows of the past together create the stark, post-apocalyptic beauty that Chernobyl represents today. Location: Pripyat, the Kiev region, Ukraine. Disaster date: 1986, April 26. Consequences: approximately 365,000 people evacuated, tens of thousands of indirect deaths. Entry: only with permission, via guided tours. Interesting fact: the Chernobyl HBO series 2029 made the site world famous again and awakened the world's collective fear of the invisible danger. Two, Poveglia Island, the cursed past of Venice. Venice, the city of love. But hidden among its calm lagoons lies a place the locals only whisper about. Poveglia Island. A small patch of land in the Adriatic Sea, between Venice and Lido, barely 20 hectares wide. At first glance, it looks peaceful, quiet, even beautiful. But its history is darker than anything you'll find in the history books. Back in the 1300s, when the plague swept through northern Italy, the city leaders sent all the infected here. It became a quarantine island, and no one ever returned. The sick died alone, and the bodies were burned in giant pits. It's estimated that over 100,000 people perished on Poveglia. They say the soil itself is mixed with human ash. In the late 1700s, another outbreak struck. The island was used once again as a quarantine zone, and the silence of death returned to its shores. Survivors later spoke of strange whispers and ghostly figures moving through the fog. Even then, people believed the island was cursed, haunted by the restless souls of those who died there. But the story doesn't end there. In the early 1900s, a mental asylum was built on the island. Patients lived in horrifying conditions. And according to local legends, the head doctor performed cruel experiments on them. They say he eventually went mad himself and threw himself from the bell tower, as the spirits laughed around him. Since then, Poveglia has remained abandoned. The government sealed it off. Entry is officially forbidden. Still, a few brave adventurers and ghost hunters have managed to sneak in. Many report hearing strange sounds, seeing moving shadows, and feeling the air grow thick and heavy, as if something unseen is watching them. Even today, locals refuse to go near the island. Fishermen avoid casting their nets in its waters. Some say Poveglia isn't just an abandoned island, but one of the most haunted places on Earth. Location: the Venetian Lagoon, Italy. Size: around 17 hectares. Estimated deaths: over 100,000. Access: officially forbidden, private property, guarded by the authorities. Interesting fact: shows like Ghost Adventures and several documentaries filmed here. And every single one found the same thing: pure terror. Would you like me to make this version phonetically marked for chaos? One, Aokigahara Forest, Japan, the suicide forest. In the heart of Japan, at the western foot of Mount Fuji, about 100 kilometers from Tokyo, lies a strange, dark place. The Aokigahara Jukai, which in Japanese means the Sea of Trees. This name is not accidental. The forest is so dense that sunlight barely filters through the thick canopy. The sound of the wind is swallowed by the moss-covered tree trunks and the cold, volcanic rocks. The ground was formed from ancient lava flows from the old eruptions of Mount Fuji. Because of this, the magnetic field is often disturbed, and GPS signals frequently disappear. Visitors are greeted by warning signs at the entrance. The messages ask them to reconsider their life and seek help. This is not without reason. Aokigahara is infamous as one of Japan's most common suicide sites. Only the Tokyo Rainbow Bridge surpasses it. Every year, the police sweep through the forest to remove bodies and prevent further tragedies. Yet many still vanish among the trees without a trace. The place is deeply rooted in Japanese folklore. Legends say the forest is inhabited by eerie, that is, vengeful spirits. They are the souls of those who died restless and are now condemned to wander forever. At night, locals say strange lights flicker in the dense forest, as if someone is walking with a lantern, though no one is there. Tourists and photographers who enter often report a strange, oppressive feeling, as if the forest itself is drawing them in. Some say Aokigahara is not just a forest, but a boundary between the living and the dead. Location: Yamanashi Prefecture, Japan. Area: approximately 35 square kilometers. Origin: volcanic lava field from the eruption of Mount Fuji in 869. Access: technically allowed, but many paths are closed for visitor safety. Film reference: the forest inspired the film. The Forest, released in 2016. Thank you for joining us on this spine-chilling journey. We hope you enjoyed exploring the world's most terrifying places. As this adventure comes to an end, remember, the world is full of wonders, but sometimes behind the wonders, darkness hides. The top 10 scariest travel destinations hopefully sparked your curiosity and maybe tested your courage a little. Remember, the greatest experiences often lie beyond your comfort zone, but always be cautious and respect the history of these places. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and share so others can discover the world's most frightening and exciting destinations. Which place did you like the most? And is there a location you would like to see in our next video? Share your thoughts in the comments. We are eagerly waiting for your suggestions.